Hello, everyone. Welcome to the weekly ITNet Tech Update. Here at iTernal Networks, our team wants you to start 2023 on the right foot. That's why we believe now is the best time to consider technology refresh. Today, we're going to cover a little bit on why you might need a refresh and how it can help your company excel in 2023. Hello, I'm Michael Kinnett, CEO and founder of iTernal Networks. And every Friday at 1 p.m. on our Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and my personal LinkedIn, I go live to discuss the latest tech and cyberspace news that might affect you and your business. At the end of our live session, I'll make sure to have some time to answer any live questions from the audience. So if you have any tech related or cybersecurity related questions, get them ready. I'll be covering those at the end of my live session here today. But first off, the news. I read the headline for this and I thought, oh, that's surprising. A ransomware gang called Lockbit, they offer ransomware as a service. I'll explain that in a minute. But they issued a formal apology and gave a hospital called Sick Kids Hospital in Toronto a free decryptor. They were hit with ransomware. Lockbit said, oh, sorry, here's a free decryptor you can decrypt. Now, on the surface, the headline, that may sound like, wow, that's a little bit surprising. Well, this is what happened. Sick Kids Hospital was hit with ransomware. It affected a portion of their systems and caused delays in treatment for some of their patients. Sick Kids was in the process of cleaning them up. It took several days. And then Lockbit finally said, oh, actually, sorry, here you go. Here's the decryptor. This should never have happened. Lockbit is a ransomware as a service criminal organization that offers their tools and their services to other, they call them affiliates or partners. Basically, can pay Lockbit to run these attacks. And one of their affiliates did this and launched the attack on Sick Kids Hospital, which Lockbit saying violated the terms of their agreement with their affiliates. Their affiliates are not allowed to encrypt systems that could impact and cause people to die. And so because this was a hospital organization that was treating patients, they deemed that this could have led to deaths, and it violated the terms of the agreement. Now, Lockbit, don't go thinking that these guys are all nice and friendly here. They have no problem stealing the data from these organizations and ransoming it that way. They just don't want to cause any deaths and have that on their conscience. Now, there are other hospitals that Lockbit has attacked and infected before that they did not offer decryptors for. So this is not a consistent thing for them. But I thought it was interesting in the news, right, that this criminal organization did, at least offer to decrypt the files for this hospital without them having to pay the ransom. All right, now on to our discussion. I'm going to talk a little bit about some of the reasons why you should consider refreshing your technology infrastructure here as we're starting the year. First, increased security, right? I mean, I just shared a news story about a ransomware attack. Ransomware attacks have increased 435% since 2019, right? Just in the last few years, 435%. That's huge. And so you may wonder, do you have the proper infrastructure to protect against these type of attacks? There's other, there's the targeted ransomware attacks, there's phishing attacks, insider threats, DDoS attacks, all of these, right? Do you have the necessary and appropriate protection, right? A lot has changed in the last 2-3 years, a lot. And so the best firewall 3 years ago may not be the best firewall today, especially if you don't have an active service agreement with that manufacturer to provide updates for it. So it's important that you evaluate your infrastructure for that to make sure you have the necessary security protections. Along the same lines with security and evaluating your infrastructure, if you have older systems that are running outdated operating systems that are no longer up to date, those need to be refreshed and up to date with the newest operating systems as well. Another is backup, right? Do you have a consistent, reliable backup? we recommend the 3-2-1 policy, 3 copies of your data on 2 different media types, and one of them being offsite. And so if you don't have reliable backup, or maybe your backup system's 3, 4, 5 years old, maybe it's time to reevaluate that, right? Is it consistently providing the backup that you need to be able to recover from it reliably? And that's critical, right? If you're not testing your backups to make sure that you can access the data when you need it, you may come to find out in a pinch that those backups are not working as well as you hoped. All right, another big one is making sure that your company is aligning with compliance requirements. We've talked about this in a recent webinar. I can see if we can post in the comments a link to if you're interested in going back and watching that. But if you're not up on the latest compliance requirements for your industry, whether it's healthcare, whether it's credit card payment industry, whether it's finance related, right? Or even if you're just a general business, but you have a cyber insurance policy, if you're not in compliance with those policies and regulations, that can lead to a lot of problems, right? Failure to comply with those can lead to denial of insurance claims, right? If you do get hit with ransomware or some other sort of breach and you have cyber insurance, but you have not aligned your business practices with policies that they require, they're going to deny you and you're going to be left holding the bag. You can also get hit with hefty penalties, right? Especially if you're in the healthcare industry or finance industry and you're not, compliant with the regulations and you get hit with it or you get audited, there's some very hefty fines. You can even be charged criminal charges in some cases if it's deemed that it was criminally negligent of the leadership of the organization. You can also have uninvited audits. If people complain and file formal complaints against your organization because there are beliefs that their data is not being protected, you can be audited. And then you can also be forced to close or imprisoned. So that's, it's important. Compliance and regulations it's not anything to scoff at or a joke at. So it's always important to reevaluate, is your infrastructure aligning with the requirements of compliance within your organization as well. That's all I've got. I could probably go on more and more, but I want to keep it at a pretty high level today. If you have any questions on these, feel free to reach out to me. We can definitely work with you and help answer your questions. We can even help you determine if any of your infrastructure does need to be refreshed. We do have an upcoming webinar also. This month's webinar is going to be talking about improving your workplace efficiency through documentation. The impact of poor documentation can lead to downtime, performance deficiencies, compromised relationships, and revenue loss, right? I mean, if you're paying your employees and it's taking them hours and hours and hours to do tasks because they can't find the documentation or the steps or it doesn't exist, that's just a lot of waste and resources. So comprehensive and transparent documentation is crucial to ensure that your business can perform at its best. So we're going to be talking about that Thursday, January 26th at 1 p.m. Pacific time. And we'll have a link to the registration in the comments below. Let me go to the comments here. I don't see any live questions. If anybody has any questions that's watching this after the fact, not live, feel free to throw those in the comments. We'll respond. Send me a direct message. You can always reach out to us through our website at ITNet.works. Hope you have a wonderful weekend and that you're having a wonderful new year here in 2023 so far. Have a great one.